So then an Italian girl walks by. She just walks by, like you would see in King 68's videos. You know, he's just standing there and girls just walk by. So she just walks by and she throws out a comment. I really like your hair. And then I just extend my hand like this. She grabs it and I pull her in for a kiss. And we start to make out. And then I think me and the girl we hung out. She introduced me to her friends. They were all whack, by the way. I didn't really enjoy talking to her friends. I hung out with her like an hour and a half at the event. Then we went for ice cream. Then we went back to my house. We banged. And then I met her for drinks and Netflix and chill 2 more times. Good morning, guys. I just woke up. I'm having my morning coffee, and I saw this on my news feed. King 68 saying he's not the type to cold approach women. We're gonna react to this, and I think I have something really cool to say. So let's get into the reaction. All right?
I'm not a cold approach type, chat. I'm not somebody to really walk down on a girl. That's not my style. I need to see that the female is interested first. I feel like cold approach is like, you're going in blind, especially if she don't see you coming. It can work. I'm not to say that, some guys don't kill it at cold approach, but I personally feel like it's a lot better when the woman chooses you and you put yourself in a position to be chose and she's giving you choosing signals. Understand as a man what a choosing signal is and when a woman is giving you that.
So when I watch this, I'm following King 68, and I like his content because I just like the aesthetic of it. I think it's pretty cool. But let me tell you a little bit of a story because this is where this piece of content that I'm sharing with you today is going to be so unique. I remember this must have been year maybe 2016, 2016, 2017. I was in a place called the W Hotel here in Barcelona in Spain. And I cold approached these four Brazilian girls. And so I walk up to them and they're dancing. And I started talking to them and they were like, just join us dancing. And then in my brain, I thought to myself, man, I'm tired. It's been a long week. I don't even want to talk. So let's just dance. You know what I'm saying? So picture this. It's in the middle of the day because the W Hotel every Sunday it puts on a day party. So we're there in the middle of the day and it's me and it's four girls around me. So we're in a circle and I'm like, at one part of the circle. And I'm just dancing. And in W Hotel there's this like music like let's put on some clap tone. Uh, no, let's put on some clap tone. You know what I'm saying? Okay, boom. It's like this kind of music. Hopefully I don't get copyright striked. But so imagine this. The sky is calm tonight. Let me and I lift me against your heartbeat. Shatter me Good for this word, my darling. So basically, I'm chilling. I'm chilling, chilling, chilling. And there are these four Brazilian hot girls. So then an Italian girl walks by. She just walks by, like you would see in King 68's videos. You know, he's just standing there, and girls just walk by. So she just walks by, and she throws out a comment. I really like your hair. And then I just extend my hand like this. She grabs it, and I pull her in for a kiss. Little does she know that I didn't know those girls that I was with. But I looked cool. I had a dress shirt on, nice pants, nice shoes, my hair was styled, and I'm there with four hot girls. I looked like a hot commodity, you know what I'm saying? And I'm 5'7". And we start to make out. And then I think me and the girl we hung out. She introduced me to her friends. They were all whack, by the way. I didn't really enjoy talking to her friends. I hung out with her like an hour and a half at the event. Then we went for ice cream. Then we went back to my house. We banged. And then I met her for drinks and Netflix and chill two more times. And I can't remember how it ended, but we stopped hanging out. Now, why do I share this story? Why do I share this story? So, this is what's very, very important. When people watch King 68, and when I watch King 68, I never wish I was him. That's gonna sound crazy, but like, I love being me. And I never wished that, again, this is gonna sound crazy. I never wished, oh, I just want to exist and women walk up to me. And I will gonna explain to you why. Even if you don't believe me, I'm gonna explain to you why. So remember that Brazilian story I just shared. The girl came to me. I felt nothing, dog. Yeah, I pulled her in for a kiss. We hung out. We had ice cream. We went home. We banged. I didn't feel alive. I didn't feel like the man. I didn't feel like, what I was doing was incredible. Like I earned this or nothing. I felt nothing. Nothing. I was just horny. That's it. I was just horny. I got the girl. Now, when I cold approach, when I see a beautiful shorty walking down the street and I roll up on her and I talk to her and she loves it and I'm flirting and I'm saying cool stuff and she's giggling and laughing and asking me questions and I'm like, you know what? I want to take you out. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out tonight. Drinks. Or I remember one time I had cold approached a girl and I invited her out the same evening for a date. And we're in a bar. I'm having a gin and tonic. She's having I think it's called a Moscow Mule drink. And we're just chilling. We're flirting. I'm looking her in the eyes. She looking me in the eyes from cold approach, right? And she looks at me like this, and she's like, "I have a question." And I go, "Yeah, okay, tell me the question." And she goes, "Do you want to fuck me tonight?" And I felt so alive. And I look at her and I go, "Yeah, yeah." That's it. I just said, "Yeah." And then she keeps staring me in the eyes and she goes, "Ah, good to know." And she starts drinking her drink. I don't know if this is what King 68 is experiencing in private, but lots of men nowadays are avoiding cold approach. But in my opinion, if you're avoiding cold approach, you're avoiding feeling alive. Like there's something primal about hunting. Like when you walk up to a girl, there's something primal there. Very important. Now I'm gonna give you one last story before I leave that have nothing to do with King 68. I used to have this friend. I grew up in Stockholm, Sweden. So I used to have this friend. We called him Tinder Anton. Okay, Tinder Anton. Now I have so many pictures with Tinder Anton. I could go to my Facebook right now and pull up all the pictures I have with Tinder Anton. But I don't want to put him on blast. If you follow me on Facebook, you can probably find pictures of us, but I'm not gonna put him on my YouTube. But Tinder Anton looks like a Viking, like a handsome Viking. Now, why did we call him Tinder Anton? Because he was the Tinder bandit. You know what I'm saying? He would work as an engineer. Nobody really knew what he did. We all assumed he's sitting in some office somewhere. Nobody really. He never talked about his work. He was my going out buddy. You know, I met him actually through an RSD, Real Social Dynamics meetup, which is kind of sound interesting. But yeah, let's not go on a rant. So Anton would get tons of chicks off of Tinder, like literally like a conveyor belt. Have you seen like a fucking conveyor belt? Like a bro. It was like this. It was literally bro. It was literally like this. Yeah, like this. Like you see all these packages right here on the screen. Boom, delivered to his house. He would literally just tell girls, pull up, pull up. Lots of girls would pull up. Lots of girls would pull up. So Anton would do his engineering job during the day, and then girls would pull up to his apartment at night. This was happening from like Monday to Thursday. So we never saw the guy. Like me, we were a big friend group. So we never saw the guy between Monday and Thursday. He was just engineer job, girls pulling up, delivery, boom, coming to his apartment, right? And then Anton would come hang out with me and the other guys in the weekend. Anton had tons and tons and tons of social anxiety. Every weekend would be the same. He would come to the club with us because I would visit all the clubs in Stockholm back in the day. He would come to the club with us. He would just stand around, okay? He would just chill, stand around, have water with sparkling ice. Sparkling water with ice because Anton never drank alcohol because he had to maintain his Viking, look. And I'd be like, Anton, let's go out, go talk to those girls. He's like, he just would tense up and he would be nervous. And I loved Anton. You know, I enjoyed talking to him. Like I enjoyed talking to Anton, but he looked dead in his eyes. He looked dead. He looked dead in his eyes. I don't know if he liked his job. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Girls would just pull up like Uber Eats, bro, to his apartment. He looked dead. Meanwhile, I was doing like crazy amounts of cold approach at that exactly at that time. And I was doing crazy amounts of cold approach, and so was the group I was in. We were like five guys. And all of us, if you looked at us, we looked alive. There was an aliveness to our face, to our eyes, to our expression. Um, that's what it does. Both the rejection, the negative responses, and the positivity, and the sex. I don't know why nobody nowadays talks about sex, Like if you do cold approach correctly, you get laid. You know what I mean? So it's like good things happen, bad things happen, tricky situations, girls test you. I mean, this is it's addicting. It's not just fun, it's addicting, you know? But I understand King's situation. He's 6'8". He doesn't have to cold approach. And I see his point. I feel like nowadays on the internet, a lot of people they don't see people's points. You know, like it's almost like everybody's just like doing a monologue. Oh, this is me, and this is what I believe. This is it. No, you got to be able to see other people's situations, and that's why I fuck with King 68. I like his content. I think his content makes a lot of men feel inferior. Me never did that. I love his vlogs. I'm just enjoying the vibe, you know? I'm just I'm just enjoying the vibe, you know? Taking it easy, enjoying the vibe and look enjoying. I'm enjoying his success, right? And I think that's what happens when you've experienced a lot of success for yourself, which I have in cold approach. You're happy for people. Like he's 6'8", he doesn't have to approach. Boom, he gets girls just coming up to him. I'm happy for him, right? Same way, if you're the viewer watching me and you start learning cold approach from me and you get success, I'm happy for you too. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make this commentary. And the biggest takeaway isn't because a lot of guys think that, oh, if a girl comes up to you and you get her, like that it's some kind of special experience. And I can only comment like on my own experience through my own stories, right? And again, going back to that Italian girl story when I was standing there with the four Brazilian girls, I felt nothing. I felt nothing. But when I cold approach, whether I get rejected, accepted, whether I have a great date or a bad date, or I meet an annoying girl or whatever, I always feel alive because it is my own efforts. And I think that that is something that is deeply masculine. And I think a lot of men are trying to avoid doing something that requires effort. And if you don't put effort, and effort doesn't mean chasing a woman, right? Because a lot of guys, they think, oh, effort, oh, I need to chase now. Like, I'm going to cold approach her, I'm going to text her, I'm going to call her. No, like a normal cold approach is you walk up to the girl, you do your part, you flirt, you joke, you laugh, you look at her, you remain calm, and then she gotta meet you halfway. If she ain't meeting you halfway, then bro, she can go take a hike. She can go kick rocks. Like that we're not feeling that energy here on this channel. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it's all about. Like cold approach isn't you doing everything. It's you showing up, giving the girl a good vibe, and telling her, listen, baby, it's me and you. Let's go to the moon. And then she has to want to go to the moon with you, right? She has to come and meet you halfway. So now that's all I had to say in this video today. Shout out to King68. Go follow him. I love his stuff. And if you want to learn more about cold approach, follow my stuff. And as always, if you're a guy who can't do any cold approaches, you're struggling to do cold approaches, you're struggling to get dates from cold approach, check out the link at the top of the description. You can book a consultation call there. Like the video, comment down below, let me know what you think, and subscribe.